Not bad at all.
He tried to.
You know the rule. Lamar will go to him the one time. He will go to him once. If he catches it, he might get another shot. If he doesn't catch it, we don't see him anymore the rest of the game.
John?
He missed his shot. That was on him.
Yeah, maybe that was it. He's usually good for his one a game, but that one, to be honest, I mean that was not his fault.
That wasn't on him.
That was a terrible. I think I texted you as soon as I was like, that was a terrible throw. But I don't know. That was weird. No, he didn't get a sniff the whole rest of the game.
Dude, Dave, do we agree? It can't be coincidence.
I have no idea anymore.
It can't be. I don't know what it is, but it can't be coincidence, Dave.
Yeah, I have no idea anymore. It's like a running joke, and I have a feeling it's like a running joke with the team as well. They're like when he gets on the sideline after he gets either a catch or a target, people are like, "All right, man, you're done for the day. Have a good one. Talk to you on the plane."
Ready to block.
Yeah, I think he takes his pants off after that one attempt. But I predict this playoff run, he's going to make a critical catch or a critical touchdown. Mark my words. Also, moving on. And he will. Moving on to the Bills. What are we going to do with Stephon Diggs? He had 128 yards, nine targets and 7 receptions, 21.37 average. So what are we going to do about him?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons I'm so happy that Jimmy's back, and hopefully he'll be.
Is Jimmy back?
He is. He was back last game, and John said we came away healthy. So my assumption is that he's going to play on Sunday, and I think that he'll play a big role in helping us contain Diggs. Contain, not stop. I think he'll still get his due, but I do believe that that's going to be our focus. And if Josh Allen's going to beat us, that's where he's going to beat us.
Jonathan?
Yeah. It's funny. The Titans wide receivers worried me more, I think, than the Bills do, just because they had those two big dudes. And I'm because of the physicality of Humphreys and the speed that Marcus Peters plays with, I kind of don't. I'm not as scared of like a faster guy like that. And with like Monica said, with Jimmy Smith back, I think they're at full strength. I don't. The only wide receiving core that really worries me left is the Chiefs, just because of all the speed they have and the way they can throw it to everybody. So I think they might just shadow Humphreys on him most of the game. Just beat him up at the line of scrimmage. Don't let him get out and go after the quarterback.
Yeah, and then they have Beasley. I guess he got knee. He kind of worked in the middle of the field. Dave, what about Diggs?
Yeah, they're going to double Diggs. I'm going to call that now. They're going to double Diggs. They're going to put, my hunch is they're going to put Peters on John Brown, and then Beasley's going to be a Jimmy Smith guy. I have a feeling it's either going to be Jimmy or Marlon with Beasley.
But like we was talking about before, he's going to get his catches, but you just got to limit the yardage after the catch. And
exactly.
Big play. He gets 30, 40 yards. Okay, just limit that. But they throw. I did not realize until I was listening to a talk show, they throw a lot more than they run the ball. When I saw the running back had 3 carries for 21 yards against Indy, I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that. So
yeah, they're definitely more of a in the air, which the snow worries me a little bit, because Lamar says he hasn't played in the snow, so that worries me a little bit. But it makes me happy because it's harder to go in the air if it's snowing like that. So that it will help our run game as long as our guys can hold onto the ball and get yards.
Yeah, it definitely impacts the passing game, and the fact that we got running backs plus Lamar, it's in our favor. So we don't. I think they have to throw the ball. We don't have to throw it as much.
Right.
Throw it, but we don't have to throw. If Lamar throws it 15 times, that's fine. But we can. We don't have to do it.
Especially with the Bills don't stop the run very well, and so I mean, I think this is going to be one of those games where, Lamar, Gus, Dobbins are all going to get a lot of carries, and it's just going to be a lot of yardage on the ground. This could be a 300+ yard game on the ground.
Hey, Monica, me and Jonathan were talking about it. A lot of times, Lamar should have handed the ball off a couple of times. Did you see him? He should have handed the ball off.
Yes, and a matter of fact, there was several times where I was yelling at the TV, "You don't need to take that. You can give that. You can give that up." But I'm glad that it wasn't as prominent as it was on our last game, our last playoff game, because even though he was taking a little bit more than he should have, he didn't put the whole game on his shoulders. He knew he had other guys, and he let them have them. But yeah, there were quite a few times where I went, just no, just you have hand it off. It's okay.
Yeah, I think John, they were crashing. They were determined to stop the run.
Oh yeah, they had guys back, and then the second the ball snapped, they all came forward, and all I kept thinking was Lamar over the top, hit Hollywood, hit Andrews. That's going to be a big play. Like that's because they showed it every time.
Do you remember that one play? Lamar had 2 minutes to throw the ball. Do you remember the one particular play? He was back there. It must have been 10 or 15 seconds back.
Yeah.
What is he going to do? What is he going to do? I think he tried to run with it, but
he tried to run, and it didn't turn out well. But nonetheless, I was happy that the O-line was able to do that and give him that time.
So, hey John, what do you think of Hollywood? He's
finally kind of producing like they, I think, hope. And I think part of it's them, and this is kind of, I think, what we may have talked about like the beginning of the season. They're doing more to get the ball into his hands quicker.
Right.
I'm not sure about those backwards throws near the end zone. That was they're pretty they're risking. There's some stuff there, but what they're doing is they're getting the ball in his hands. There's little slants, these little fast passes, getting, that's as good as a 6-7 yard run. If they play off, and you get the ball in his hands, you get him comfortable, and then it starts to kind of build on top of itself. I really like what they've started to do with him. I don't know why it took so long.
What do you think, Dave? Hollywood?
I love their slants that they're throwing him in. That's the one thing that is going to help him out. Like anything over the middle of the field is going to be great for Hollywood because they can hit him in stride. He's got the speed. They can, and Lamar's got that accuracy in the middle of the field. He's by far like one of the best I've seen that throws the ball in the middle of the field as well as he does. And that's great because when the Jets are on for Hollywood, like no one's going to catch him, like no one. So I think that bodes well with us.
Also, Dave, if you saw the Indy game, the tight end had about 7, 8 receptions. I think he had like 70, 80 yards. The tight end was definitely open when Indy played the Buffalo Bills. So maybe Andrew had about maybe 1 or 2 receptions. Monica, do you know how many receptions?
I want to say 2.
Yeah.
4 receptions, 41 yards.
Oh, that's okay.
6 targets.
That's okay. So I think he's going to be. Who's that other? You know what? We should surprise him and throw it to the other tight end, Jonathan.
Hey,
you know his name, Cap?
I don't think any of us still know the guy's name. 85. He's just 85. He's that guy.
I think Tomlinson.
Yeah.
Thompson, something.
Tom something or
another.
But I agree with you. 85 sign.
Yeah, he said. Also, Monica, man, we were talking before. Ricard is slowly becoming a weapon because teams don't pay attention to Ricard. Kind of block, he kind of slide out. They had 3 receptions, so I don't think
4. Yeah,
that might be a reception down on the goal line. I mean, a weapon down on the goal line using Ricard.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I like about him is that it's not just he catches the ball; it's the yards after because he doesn't just give up. He's going to fight. He's going to pancake you. He's going to keep going. And I really, really like that. And I like that people don't think about it. And if they do start game planning for it, great. That opens up the other guys.
Does anybody know why we need 2 offensive linemen today? I mean, obviously depth. Who's one of them is a center.
The only thing I can think of, who's that one guy that picked up the fumble for us that ran for 15 yards? Maybe we're going to make him into a running back.
Was that Tyree Phillips or whatever?
Yeah.
Tyree Phillips.
Yeah, I thought they came out pretty healthy. But the game, I didn't check, but I would have heard if there was anything major. So
I checked right before we got on, and there wasn't. John Harrell literally said that we came out of the game healthy. Our guys were full steam.
Well, I think
the only thing I can think
guy.
of is that between the thought of snow, and so our guys are going to be grinding a little harder, and the fact that we'll likely run it a little more, maybe they feel like they need that rotation.
Yeah, I think the cut one guy was Andrew. They probably had 2 spots open. Says, okay, we got 2 spots because they got extra spots this year, right? Expanded roster, and he probably said, well, let's fill them up with a couple of offensive linemen.
We pulled up Devontae came off of IR, so that gives us another safety as well.
But we got to watch out for that backup, John. If they picked up Dante Freeman, is that the guy you speak Falcons? I think. Yeah, because their backup running back is out, so that's good. But I feel pretty comfortable going in. And by the way, Mon, how much snow is supposed to be? Is it do you know what the?
I didn't see the snowfall totals or anything like that, and it's a little early to know for certain.
Oh my God, I feel sorry for the 67,000 fans.
Yeah.
So it's good. It was 8 o'clock. It's at night, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're making.
When is the Kansas City game on?
Sunday at 3:30.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, 3:30, I think.
Yeah.
And we play on Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Saturday at 8
Saturday.
o'clock.
So we can sit back and watch
Yes. To see who we're going to play.
and use the same rooting formula you used of when the Browns played the Steelers.
I guess so, yeah, because we can host a game that way. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice if we could host a game. But I tell you what, after all we went through, to be able to host a home playoff game, that would be
icing
on the cake. Well,
Would be nice.
that would be a nice cake. Icing will be when we get the Super Bowl win.
But I'm glad, like I said, it's a team win. But I'm glad Lamar got that off his back.
Absolutely.
The quarterback get paid the most money. They're the face of the franchise, and they eat most of the salary cap, so they take the responsibility when things are going good.
Usually, not our
Yeah,
quarterback.
usually, unfortunately.
Yeah, 2 years it'll be like 80% of the salary
Right.
cap.
2 years we'll be talking about how much he's getting paid, but
Yeah.
What do you think? What 45 million? Is that what you think? Dave?
I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Mahomes really screwed everything up.
he
Like,
did. He really
did
did.
everything. I mean, to be honest with you, at this point, we might as well just be like, all right, we'll make you a minority owner, Lamar. Have a good day.
Right.
But Lamar realized he's got a good system here. He has to fit. The system has to be right.
Yeah, he has to have the coaches and the teammates around him to make him work. And that's not a knock on him. It really isn't, honestly.
Right.
More teams should do that, be smarter about that. Not maybe build it around the QB, but building around a player is important. You got to get the right player, the right situation, and they're definitely doing that for Lamar. So
because if he goes to another team, they say, well, we'll have no tight end. We have to draft tight end. We have to draft a fullback to fit Lamar's skill set. So hopefully he'll take a Humphreys, a hometown discount.
Tone down.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll take 40 instead of 55. I don't know.
400 million instead of 500. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all. I don't begrudge people's money. It's not my money. I believe you should get much money as you get.
Right.
You get what you earn.
Absolutely.
And then people, it's always funny. People try to put it in the layman's term. Well, they try to put themselves in that job.
No, if you're not that's putting your body at some serious risk.
Right.
So it's just to entertain other people. So I feel like, I can't begrudge them. Of course, I always want them to, I always want people to stay. But they're gonna get wrecked out there one day, and this is gonna be the money they need to go on. So look at Alex Smith.
Yeah. No one's paying $120 for a ticket to watch me do my job. So
Exactly.
They're not John?
Not yet.
People pay me $120 to make sure that I do my job, so they don't have to.
Yeah.
Because it goes, the team with the most salary cap, most of them aren't very good. That's why they got all the money, I guess.
Right.
You know, like New York Jets, I think they got like $80 million. But Indianapolis Colts got a lot of money. But you know, teams got 80. They can overpay for people.
Sure.
And,
And people can go there and
somebody gonna
watch other people play the playoffs. That's, you know.
somebody gonna pay pay Juden as an elite pass rusher. Somebody will.
Yep. And he's kind of shut me up a
better.
little bit. This I would say towards the end of this year in particular, you know, when I go back and review some of the game stuff, yeah, he's very, but he's like really progressed. He's doing a lot better as a player.
It's nice to have another guy on the other side too, to open up, you know, if people are worried about Yannick there, then that gives Judon the space to get through. But a lot of our guys are really, really stepping up.
It's like I told a friend of mine, Dave, not who's the best team, is who's trending up with. I mean, how Brown is trending up. The whole team is trending up versus, you know, some teams fall back. And I'm glad we got that COVID situation out early. Back we was going to have one, but you know, but sometimes a little adversity is kind of good, you know. And I was shocked. Tucker, how long was that field goal? Dave, how long was that field goal Tucker missed?
52. Yeah, 52, 53, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 53 maybe.
I guess take it for granted, I guess. I don't know.
We do. Watching teams this weekend, there was guys, you know, teams with a 54-yard field goal opportunity, they're punting. You know, it's just like not everybody has guys, you know, that can make those kicks, let alone people that make those kicks almost all the time. Baltimore has been spoiled when it comes to kickers, except for the Billy Cundiff year.
Yeah.
I mean, we went from Matt Stover to Billy Cundiff to you know, Tucker, and it's been you know, like 95 to 98% of just amazing, you know, kicking game.
Also, that one kicker we cut, how many draft picks did we milk out of that one guy?
Oh, the punter. Yeah.
Yeah, that one guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I don't even know if he's in the league anymore.
Something.
Yeah, we got a fifth and another round pick out of him, so we kind of
exactly. That was fantastic.
Yeah, but he was good. But I was telling her, so Monica, what do we have to do?
Well, I said let Diggs get his catches, but stop him before he picks up big yards. You know, I don't know that we're going to be able to completely contain him, but we can definitely stop him from picking up more yards. And then just keep our guys on the field, run. You know, I fully believe that the longer we're on the field, the better off we are.
Possession is key. How about you, John? Same thing.
No, I think just run the ball successfully. The Titans did a decent job at kind of bottling up the run game.
Right.
The Bills are not. They're not the Titans, and I think this is a game where you're going to see Dobbins get a lot of yards, Gus get a lot of yards. This might be one of those games where Lamar gets 40 to 50, and those other guys are pushing 100. Because I think they're going to have a lot of opportunities, and so that's run the ball successfully, and they're going to win.
Oh, okay. How about you, Dave?
Basically, exactly what they said. And I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. This is exactly what we need to do the entire game.
This would be a nice game to have all the backs in again.
Yeah, well,
yes, I agree.
Well, I don't think Ingram's going to be active. I don't think.
I was surprised he was actually a healthy scratch again. I thought they would have him up there just in case, but seems like they're fine without him at this point.
Yeah, well, he's a team guy. He's on a 2-year contract, right? This is it.
No, he's under contract for next year, I believe.
Oh, he's on for next year. Or did he?
No, I was wrong.
No. So he won't be here next year.
Though. Oh no, no, I don't believe he'll be.
You're
here
right. I think you're right about the contract.
I believe he signed a 3-year, and this is his second. So he's a team guy, and somebody else will pick him up. It's not like he's going to sit on the bench. It's not like he's not going to get picked up unless he decides to retire. I think he'll grow on another team. It's just I feel like this would be a good game to do that. But I can't remember the game we did it. Where Justice was getting carries, Ingram and Gus and Dobbins.
What, our
Is that
last game of the year?
The Bengals.
The Bengals, yeah.
Bengals, yeah.
It'd be
Well,
interesting to see that again.
Well, he's a good team guy. So
Absolutely.
but for this year, he's a team guy. He's not disgruntled, and running backs get closer to that magic age of 30. Well, if they're
Yeah,
over.
it makes me feel real old.
Well, Dez almost had a catch, but he slipped.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about that, Pat.
Yeah.
We're not
I was talking about Dez. I was talking about my man Dez Bryant. I like to give him, but you tell you what, I'm telling you, Boykin gonna have a key catch.
Okay.
But anyway, guys, hopefully we're talking next Tuesday. We will be talking who we playing next week. Cleveland, City. I'm very optimistic, and regardless, I'll be here next year. When I text you, don't say I can't. Everybody can't make it.
No, I'll be here.
No, we'll be here
If I have
regardless.
to, if I have to eat the loss, I'll eat the loss. But I think we got this.
Can I ask everybody a question real quick? Because we didn't really talk about this, and we're all grown, mature people, right? We're all grown ups.
Right.
We
That's
know you do.
but
But you take the high road, right?
absolutely.
Were any of us, other than the penalty, were any of us upset when they just went to the logo and started stomping all over it? I was like, goodbye.
No, I had no upsetness about that. As a matter of fact, I was extremely pleased. And usually I am one of those people that think things like that are petty.
No, I don't.
But that wasn't petty to me because it wasn't about them standing on our logo. It was about the finger to Lamar, giving Lamar the middle finger. And it was about
I didn't see that.
Carbs to go back and coach. Just shut up and go back and coach.
Yeah.
You don't disrespect us in our house, and then you don't disrespect our QB during a game. You just get payback.
It didn't me one way or the other. I'm like, whatever. If you want to do it, that's fine. If you don't, fine. I'm like this. There's a lot of people's stuff I might not agree with, but there's a lot of stuff I might not do it. But if someone else want to do it, there's more power to you. I didn't have any problem with it. But Humphrey says, Campbell said, well, I didn't know what they were doing. I just followed. Campbell said,
right.
You just follow your teammates.
The biggest thing the biggest problem I had with what they did at our spot is they did that before the Ravens players were out in the field. So you're doing that when there's no one there to basically contest you about it.
Yeah.
Back up the coach. Yeah.
So
right.
And it just, I think it's especially when the other coach is saying, go back and coach. It's like, well, okay, now I'm going to go coach in another playoff game, and you can go home.
Right,
They're going to be like that. I love that. I was.
Well, I don't know what started that in the first place. I don't know why the Titans had to. We have no bad blood with the Titans. Last I checked, before we played them in the game.
I
think they had done that with other teams too. I think it's not something that was specifically for us.
I have not seen any evidence that they have done it on any other team. I think it felt like they were our bullies. It started last year before the playoffs. I think that they didn't like the idea that they were coming in and facing us, and they were kind of the underdogs, and which I get. I'm scrappy too. I appreciate that. But it started then with all the trash talking and big trust and all that stuff. It started last year, and I think they just came in thinking that they were our bullies, and we were their little punks that they're going to pick on. And I am more than happy to see that we did not get.
Well, Lamar had the right spot. He says, "What? There was no need to shake his hand." What did he say?
Yeah.
He said, "If you respect us, there's no."
That was a perfect response. Yeah, there's no need to shake the hand.
Yeah. See, I don't want our players to be the ones doing that. I don't want our players to be the ones starting that when they're doing it for no reason. But it's like, don't start a fight, but you better finish it. And
exactly.
To me, they start the fight, but they finished it.
And then Juju Smith. Did you see that guy for Claypool for the Steelers? He says, "Yeah, the Browns beat us, but I hope they get slapped by the."
No. He didn't say I hope. He said they're going to be out in the next round. It's like, you can't stop. Just stop. All right, you got beat. You got beat in a really bad way.
Right.
Regardless of what the score says, and then you're going to come out and say some more dumb stuff. Just stop.
Sometimes I was telling my granddaughter, sometimes less is better. Less is better. Because now Juju look like an idiot dancing on a TikTok and sitting at home. But anyway, I don't want to talk. Anyway, everybody have a good evening, and I appreciate it.
You too, guys.
See you guys next week. We talk about
next weekend. Traffic jam, and you never know who can show up. So. right, have a good. I'm out of here. See you later, Ravens flock.
Bye, everybody.
All right, we should be
Bye.
stopped. I think. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
we done. How long do we go?
26
Wow.
minutes.